So you want to improve your art style? Have I got something for you? Hello there, my name is Philip and welcome to Totally Amazing. Today I'm going to show you how to level up your art style. Yeah! So I often get asked, how do you draw, Philip? And I always say, one line at a time.
One line at a time.
I mean, it's not as simple as that, but basically, yes, that's what you're doing. You're drawing one line at a time. So what can help you draw those lines better? Well, I'm going to show you some little exercises that you can do to help work on your skills and make yourself a much better artist. Firstly, it's find the basic shapes. The world that we live in is full of complicated shapes, full of textures and all that sort of stuff. And it can get too overwhelming. And if you just think, no, that's too hard to draw, I'm not going to draw that. What you do is you take a look at what the thing is that you're looking at and find the basic geometric shape. What do I mean by that? I mean like square, circle, just basic lines. Ideally, what you're looking to do is trying to find the least amount of lines to show the shape of the thing that you're looking at. Try this. See here, I've got this picture here of all sorts of weird odds and ends. So let's make it easier to find the basic shapes. So what we do, we find the circles and the rectangles and the triangles and all those sort of things. So as you can see, we've got the rectangle shape for the iPad, we've got the circles for the air fryer, and we've even got just a crescent moon shape just for the banana. All this does, it makes the image easier for you to look at, to try and help understand and work out what you're going to do. Rather than seeing all these shiny textures and shapes and all that sort of stuff, just find the basic shape and then you can build off that. Makes it a lot easier. Because see, when you're drawing, you're not drawing all in one hit. When I draw a page of a comic, I have lots of passes of how many times I actually draw the same image. For example, there's my rough layer, which is where I draw the geometric shapes. There's my pencils or sketch layer. Then I do my inks. Then I do my flat colors, which is just a basic one set of color for each panel I'll be doing. Then I add my lighting and shading layer afterwards. So essentially I'm working on the same image 5 or 6 times. I don't do it all in one sweep. Because if you just start drawing details on something and then you sort of look back and think, oh, that doesn't look right. You spent all that time working on the details when you could have just sort of done a basic sketch, and it helps you work out whether the image that you're working on is going to look good, or if you need to rub something out and just adjust it a little bit. So bear that in mind whenever you're drawing something. How about we do something to work on developing your style? So if you enjoy drawing like me, then you've probably done this 1,000 times. You've found a picture of something you like and you've tried to draw it yourself. And that's a good way to learn. I do that all the time. See something you like and try and draw it. But here's the trick. Draw what you're looking at, not what you see. Now I know this is sort of a bit hard, it doesn't make sense. What draw what you're looking at, not what you see? See, when I was a kid, I used to draw by shading. So I get my pencil and go heavier and then lighter as I went out. And it looked good. It looked good, but it didn't look exactly like what I was looking at. I saw a shade being done. But what actually, when you look closer, you'll notice that they're actually black lines, solid black lines. The shade is not changing. Distance between them is getting higher and thickness of the lines is getting thinner. So that's something you've got to take notice of. I've actually got a really good example from a drawing that I did as a kid years ago. So as you can see here, I've got the original picture next to it. The picture, I did pretty good, but the hair is where it sort of went down a bit. See, I saw hair, so I drew what I thought hair was. So I draw lots of strands of hair. But if you actually take a careful look at the actual original image itself, it's not hair. It's solid clumps of black, which come to points, and it's all sort of different shapes of solid black. It's not actually individual lines of hair. So when you're drawing something, when you're trying to sort of emulate it and copy it, draw what you're looking at, not what you see. I saw hair, so I drew hair. That's not what was there though. So that's why you've got to make sure you pay attention to what you're actually looking at, not necessarily what you see. And finally, I want to tell you about this really cool exercise that I did. What you do is you find an artist that you love, their style, it just really sings to you with something that's really cool. What you do is you find lots of images of this artist and then try copying them. Draw one each day. So I chose 2 artists. I chose Stanley Lau, who was also known as Art Germ, and Ludo Lullaby. Now they are very different art styles, but they sung to me, you know what I mean? I really enjoyed their style. And they scared me a little. Don't be afraid of that. If they scare you, that's good, because that means you're going to learn more. So what I did is I actually drew an image from each of these artists, one every day. So these are the images that I did for Art Germ or Stanley Lau, like Poison Ivy here. Just some lovely females. And I'm trying to draw as best as I can in the style that I know, but also trying to emulate what their style is. So as you can see the hair, I'm starting to draw better at drawing the shapes, not just the shading. I did Batgirl here, which she was done with markers. And over here, these ones are Ludo Lullaby's ones that I did. These are mostly from the comics of World of Warcraft. I used to play World of Warcraft a lot. See how the art style is a lot more different, but the images are very energized. I really like his style. Okay, so that's the first part. You find one image and you try and emulate it as best you can. Now the second part is you find two images, and what you do, you try and merge them together. into some weird horror monstrosity. No, what you're doing is you're trying to find parts of one image and parts of another image and try and blend them together, using your mind to try and make the image more coherent. So you're thinking on your feet a little bit more, trying to blend it together and make it look cool. So these are the images that I did. So these are the Artgerm ones, as you can see. I've got the original pictures, there's two, and I've sort of blended them together to try and make a coherent picture that sort of makes sense out of context. Just blend it in so it looks like one image. And then we move over into our Ludo Lullaby pictures. So as you can see, I've got my werewolf and the lady there that's blended in together. This one looks really cool. I've got the image of a powerful sorceress casting something with the orc ready to take them on. It looks like one picture. It looks like one picture. That's the point of it. You're getting the two images, making it look like one. This one I actually did 3 images. I put 3 images together. So I got the building, I got the guy walking, and I got the priestess standing there trying to look cool. And it actually looks like one picture from the comic. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so you spent the last few weeks looking at the art style of the different artists that you appreciate. Now you've got to test your skills. What you've got to do now is create your own unique image based on the style of the artist that you've just been studying. You'll be playing with new techniques you might have learned, trying new things on this new picture. So it's going to be your skill in the style of that other artist. So you're actually going to be sort of creating your own new style. So these are the pictures that I did. And don't be afraid if they're not perfect either. You're learning, you're training yourself into a new style. You're trying to learn new things. It's pretty cool. Have a go. So I've got Miss Diana here with her chakram. I think I did pretty well. Now this one I liked really cool because I actually did the water and I made it look like it was splashing up. And I actually really like this image. So I've actually tried some new stuff based on what I learned from doing the exercises. Now I found with Ludo that his style is very similar to my natural style. So I really resonated with Ludo. So these are the images that I did here. These are basic sketch designs for my comic that I did. I hadn't actually finalized anything yet, so it's all brand new, but these are basic concept designs that I did for my characters. This page here, I actually used in my comic. Yeah, the basics of the image were so good that I just sort of basically blew it up and just touched over a bit because my skills had increased over the years. And this is the image that I did. So what you may do now, you may actually find in the future will be quite handy to you. This page certainly was. So I'm learning stuff and I'm blending into my repertoire of what I can actually do now. So there you have it. Here's the original book right here. I've got all my drawings in here. Just thought I'd quickly show you that. So they are actually real. I did actually do this. This was a couple of years, well, a fair few years ago now, but that's the book and I actually did do this exercise just to show you. So there you have it. Some great exercises to help you improve your drawing and to help you improve your style. Look for what you like. Drawing is meant to be fun. You're doing it for fun. It's not a chore. Make it enjoyable. Let yourself learn. Don't make it perfect. You're teaching yourself new things and you're improving your style. I'm improving all the time. Stuff that I did from a year ago would not be as good as what I can do now. And you look back and you think, oh, well, I did pretty good there, and oh, I could have improved this there. The point is you keep moving forward. You keep practicing, you keep trying, and your skills will increase and your style will develop. Make sure you check out the video on your screen right now where I show you my secret weapon. Shh, it's a secret.